ahead, Mayor.
It is 6 o'clock, and we will go ahead and call this meeting to order. Nathan, would you take the roll, please?
Councilmember Bruce.
Here.
Councilmember Biggs. Councilmember Laraway.
Yes.
Council President McPherson.
Here.
Mayor Steer.
Here. And if you join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Next item is the consent agenda. Any questions or comments? Or motion?
Wait, did we fix the thing, or does it need amended? It's been amended.
We just need a motion to amend the agenda first.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes.
Okay, I would move we amend the agenda. Item 4E2, correcting the leasing company name from Valley Office Systems to Quadient Leasing, Resolution R96, 2023.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded for the amendment. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And that motion carries. Now,
Now I would move we approve the consent agenda.
I'll second it.
motion's made and seconded for approval. Is there any further discussion? Nathan, would you poll the council?
Councilmember Bruce.
Aye.
Councilmember Biggs. Councilmember Laraway.
Aye.
Council President McPherson.
Yes.
And that motion carries. All right, consideration to approve Mayor Steer's recommendation to appoint Nathan Stanley as the CUNA City Clerk. We went through, we just posted this internally, had a couple of really good applicants, and I will say that since we made Nathan the interim city clerk, he's really done a good job. Within a couple of days, that office was all cleaned up, and there are bright smiling faces working in there now. So Nathan's background lends him to be a good leader, and I've actually heard comment from the folks that work in there whenever they need something. He is very willing and able to answer questions, to help guide them and help them to learn. Nathan has had several training classes on clerk duties and has done a great job since he's been here. So he's done a good job since he took over, and so Nathan is a very strong candidate to take that position, and that is my recommendation.
I would agree. I would move we approve the recommendation to appoint.
Is there any discussion? Sure. I'm sorry, I don't know, go ahead, you make a motion. I would just like to ask, because there's nothing for me to click on here. I went back to look at precedent for someone that was appointed last, which was February of 2022, that you all broke into executive session, came out and voted for the person to be appointed. I don't know anything. I'm the new guy, but I don't know anything. Other than what you're
That was
telling
a
me.
different circumstance.
Yeah, there were some things that needed to be discussed as in a personnel matter type of thing, and I don't believe there's anything controversial here to.
Well, I'm not
discuss.
saying there's anything controversial. I'm just
No.
trying to, I don't.
I'm explaining why we went into executive session.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
But you can.
No, I'm
have
just,
the floor.
oh, yeah, sir, I just don't know anything about it.
He's a good dude.
That's what I
He's running
heard.
the show.
That's what I heard. So, when I was appointed as council person, there was 12 pages of my resume that was put online for public to see, PII and everything, so it's just little different to me. So
Yeah,
I'm used to
that-
hiring
that's-
people, and I'm used to hiring people in the VA, and we have to review quite a few things, and I have to prepare a report for the hiring manager, and so just asking questions is all.
No, it's fine. So in your case, that's an elected position that gets filled, and there were multiple applicants, and since we can't have an election for that interim appointment, that's why those get posted out like that. But in this case, this is just, it was an internal interview process. I had directors and HR involved in the interview process that worked closely with the clerk's office. And so they're the ones that did the interview because they're the ones that worked the most with the city clerk. And so we made that determination. It was, everyone was on the same page with it. So.
No, I don't doubt
I-
that, but we're the ones that are supposed to appoint, so that's why I'm asking the question, because I don't know. So, I'm sorry.
Oh, I did have some questions. I reached out to the mayor and discussed them with him, just with, the turnover and how it went last time. And that way I kind of felt more comfortable with what, the process, so, but I understand what you're saying as well. Just a little more knowledge before you vote.
It's a pretty important position, as we found out, the city was very active in the predecessor, coming out when, what happened with that, so, just,
It is a very important position, and we've taken that very seriously.
Okay, with that, I would still move we approve the recommendation to appoint Nathan Stanley as the city clerk of Cuna.
Do you have anything? You good?
I don't know. Second.
We have a motion and a second.
Mayor.
Is there any further discussion?
Mayor, can I make a recommendation on the language to the motion?
Sure.
So the way 5204 is the council doesn't actually appoint, the mayor does. The council consents to the appointment. So I think the motion should be to consent to mayor's appointment of Nathan Stanley as city clerk.
Okay, I would move that what Mark said. I'm just gonna go with that.
Consent to
Consent
the
to
mayor's
the
appointment
mayor's
of
appointment.
Nathan
Consent to
Stanley.
mayor's appointment.
Yeah, consent to the mayor's appointment.
I still second.
All right, so rescinding the first motion, the second one is to confirm the appointment. Consent the appointment. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Present.
Let's do a roll on that then.
Councilmember Bruce?
Aye.
Councilmember Biggs?
Present.
Councilmember Laraway?
Yes.
Council President McPherson?
Yes.
So to confirm, you said present.
I did.
Does that mean you approve or no?
It's kind of a stain.
I don't like the process is just strange to me. I'm consenting to somebody I don't get to really get to review personally.
Okay, so let's do this one more time then. All in favor, and we'll call roll.
Point of order, isn't Roger's rules state that present is an acceptable response?
Yes, but we're trying to find out if you're in favor.
You're voting yes or no?
Are you abstaining?
Okay, I abstain. I have no problem with Mr. Stanley at all. I just didn't, if there's something in there that I'm missing, then I'm responsible for going along with that decision. It just doesn't, this is strangest hiring practice I think I've ever seen, so. That's the only thing I'm saying.
Do you guys have any questions for me about our hiring practices or why we did things the way we did? Is there anything I can help clarify?
My question is, the council is consenting, or is, I'm sorry, what was the word?
Consenting.
Consenting to the appointment. I'm consenting to some, I don't know Mr. Stanley from Adam. I'm taking the mayor's word.
Correct.
Senate confirmations, the president makes a recommendation, I mean, this is a different level of government quite a bit, but the president makes a recommendation, Senate doesn't always go along, and so.
Okay, so it's not about how the hiring our process went. That's not what the question
You
is.
just want more information before you vote, is what you're saying.
I'm used to more information, I guess, that's all I'm saying.
Okay,
Like a resume?
Yeah,
I mean,
or an interview, we have an interview process in the federal government, it was a lot different. But they have to have all these sheets, all the scores, all that other kind of stuff is submitted to the hiring manager, and then it goes from there, so.
I get what you're saying, but I think on our level, it's a lot different, just like you just stated with Senate and President, whatever else. Correct me if I'm wrong, anybody from that whole side of the world over there. We all confirm what the mayor needs or wants to do, yea or nays. All those people essentially work for him, so he's saying, this is my best guy or gal or whoever. But in this case, this is our best candidate, and this is who I want to work with the rest of everybody else based on our hiring practices, our interviews, and our internal knowledge. So I want to bring him to our team full-time as this position,
So then what's the city council for?
to approve that that's what he's gonna do, because that's an appointed position.
I see what you're saying. I had questions earlier
I mean, I
too,
get-
that's why I reached out.
Yeah, I get what you're saying too, but it's a different, you know,
Well, you always have,
New guy, just-
you always have the ability to reach out ahead of time. If you see something on the agenda that makes you uncomfortable, if you will just reach out, let me know, and we can either postpone it, get you the information that you want to see, or if you want to understand the process better, you can do that. We don't need to wait until the meeting to.
No, we get it on a Friday afternoon, I work a normal job too.
Sure.
And everyone's gone on the weekend, so I also honestly didn't see any problem with Nathan, but I'm asking him just about the process.
Right.
That's why I had questions about the process, it's nothing against him at all. He's probably uber qualified, like you were just saying, I just don't understand the process. And so, pull the council, I'll
Okay.
vote yea.
Well, and I think it's important too that you share your, what you had
I'm
going
not trying
on,
to be
yeah.
difficult, I'm just trying to
No,
understand.
that's
This is different than any hiring practice I've ever seen before, so.
well, and
It just makes it seem like we are confirming something we don't have any direct knowledge of.
I get what you're saying, but like the mayor said, you read the packet over the weekend, I'm sure. If you've got a question, fire it off in an email, because when you're at work, they're at work, they can respond to your email. And maybe by the Tuesday of the council meeting, then you have your answer, back and forth, and it's where you can, I mean, I have the ability to call, so I've called Nancy before, I call Bobby all the time.
So we
I've
have.
called Doug before, I mean.
Yeah. And I have too, but we have packets,
Sure.
and we have links in here with all kinds of background information on everything.
Right, but if you're missing something you think you need to know beforehand, you can reach out. I mean, unless it's a land use deal or certain other items, something like this, you can reach out and bend someone's ear. Call the mayor, bend his ear. He's not doing anything.
I just figured it would be an appropriate question.
No, it
I
is.
said
No,
I'm
it
not
is.
against, I've already said I'm not against it.
You're gaining knowledge. It's an appropriate question, just clarifying for you.
I thought you were frustrated, that's why I was trying to, offering you other solutions.
The frustration is that it seems like if we have this power to confirm your recommendation, that I might have a little more, on the packet, but I guess that's not the way it is, so.
So if it comes along again, when we see it, just if you have questions,
Yeah, I will,
or we can,
most definitely.
Okay,
we have a,
Please re-poll the council.
we have a motion and a second already.
Yeah, I will vote yes.
all right, if you want to poll the council on approval.
Councilmember Bruce,
Aye.
Councilmember Biggs,
Aye.
Councilmember Laraway,
Aye.
Council President McPherson.
Aye.
And that's unanimous, so I won't ask for any opposed. All right, item B, consideration to approve contingency funds for City Hall HVAC replacement up to $75,000. Bobby Withrow.
Mayor, council, for the record, Bobby Withrow, Parks Director, 751 West 4th Street. As you recall, last council meeting, we had the discussion about fixing or replacing the HVAC system here at City Hall. And so I'm coming before you tonight to ask for contingency funds to move forward with what was discussed at the last meeting. We have reached out to a couple different companies, so we are ready to move forward with the most energy efficient and quiet units that were proposed to us. So I stand for questions.
I have questions, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, go ahead.
So we do have bids already, because I've been kind of a stickler for contingency requests lately. I just want to make sure that we have someone to hold those people accountable, so that, because with that 75,000, we're right at that procurement area. So if it ends up being more than that, and you need to come back to ask for more funds, then we've kind of skirted that.
Yeah.
That procurement, so I want to make sure that we have something we can hold them accountable, so say, hey, this is what it's going to cost, and if it comes back, then it's on them and not us.
Yeah, Councilman Bruce, we did make sure everything we could think of was included, so you shouldn't see me for this request again.
Thank you.
You didn't stand for that. That's ridiculous.
Okay. Further?
Okay, I would move we approve the contingency funds request for the HVAC replacement up to $75,000 for City Hall.
I'll second it.
Motion's made and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And that motion carries. Consideration to approve ordinance 2023-25. Municipal annexation and zoning ordinance of the City Council of the City of Cuna, making certain findings and declaration of authority, and annexing certain real properties to wit, Ada County Assessor's parcel numbers S14074495560, owned by Patagonia Development, LLC, within the unincorporated area of Ada County, Idaho, and contiguous to the corporate limits of the City of Cuna into the City of Cuna, Idaho, and establishing the zoning classifications of said real property, and directing the city engineer and the city clerk, and providing an effective date.
May I ask a question?
You sure may.
This property was brought in, annexed, voted on annex quite a few months ago. How long does the process normally take for this type of
For the
considered
ordinance?
ordinance? Yeah.
This was 2022.
Doug, do you want to answer that?
For the record, Doug Hanson, Cuna Planning and Zoning, 751 West 4th Street. This project took a little bit longer, one, because of the size of the project itself and actually acquiring all the correct legals. And second is because this project was attached to a development agreement. We didn't receive final development agreement signature until just recently. So we weren't going to proceed with the actual annexation until the development agreement was signed by the applicant and
Okay.
returned to the city.
That's all I had. Just a simple question. Thank you. Education.
Okay, anything further?
See nothing. I would move we consider, or would waive the three readings of ordinance 2023-25.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded to waive the three readings. Any further discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries.
I would move we approve ordinance 2023-25.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded for approval. Is there any further discussion on that motion? Nathan, would you poll the council?
Councilmember Bruce.
Aye.
Councilmember Biggs. Councilmember Laraway.
Aye.
Council President McPherson.
Aye.
And that motion carries. Consideration to approve ordinance 2023-26, a municipal annexation and zoning ordinance of the city council of the city of Cuna, making certain findings and declaration of authority and annexing certain real properties to wit, Ada County Assessor's parcel numbers S1403363300, R927, excuse me, that one I'm gonna start over with, R9237170650, R9237170300, R9237170100, R9237170400, and R9237170500, owned by Wood Properties LLC, and parcel number R9237170610, owned by Jill S. Ray, and parcel number R9237170700, owned by David S. Ray and Jill S. Ray, within unincorporated area of Ada County, Idaho, and contiguous to the corporate limits of the city of Cuna, into the city of Cuna, Idaho, and establishing the zoning classifications of said real property, and directing the city engineer and the city clerk, and providing an effective date.
Oh, boy. I would move we waive 3 readings of ordinance 2023-26.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded to waive the 3 readings. Any further discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I would move we approve ordinance 2023-26.
Second.
Motion is made for approval. Is there any further discussion on that motion? Nathan, would you poll the council?
Councilmember Bruce.
Aye.
Councilmember Biggs. Councilmember Laraway.
Aye.
Council President McPherson.
Aye.
And that motion carries. Consideration to approve ordinance 2023-27, a municipal annexation and zoning ordinance of the city council of the city of Cuna, making certain findings and declaration of authority and annexing certain real properties to wit, Ada County Assessor's parcel numbers R93218401110 and S14172127220, owned by Wood Properties LLC, and parcel number R931840150, owned by Cuna Joint School District Number 3, and parcel numbers S141721710 and S14172122650, owned by Patagonia Lakes Development within unincorporated area of Ada County, Idaho, and contiguous to the corporate limits of the city of Cuna, into the city of Cuna, Idaho, and establishing the zoning classifications of said real property, and directing the city engineer and the city clerk, and providing an effective date.
Wow. That was a lot.
Yeah. I would move we waive 3 readings of ordinance 2023-27.
I'll second it.
Motion's made and seconded to waive the 3 readings. Any further discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And that motion carries.
I would move we approve ordinance 2023-27.
I'll second it.
Motion's made and seconded for approval. Any further discussion on that motion? Nathan, would you poll the council?
Councilmember Bruce.
Aye.
Councilmember Biggs. Councilmember Laraway.
Aye.
Council President McPherson.
Aye.
And that motion carries. Consideration to approve ordinance 2023-28, a municipal annexation and zoning ordinance of the city council of the city of Cuna, making certain findings and declaration of authority and annexing certain real properties to wit, Ada County Assessor's Parcel Number S14203257008, owned by Hubble Homes LLC, within the unincorporated area of Ada County, Idaho, and contiguous to the corporate limits of the city of Kuna, into the city of Kuna, Idaho, and establishing the zoning classifications of said real property, and directing the city engineer and city clerk, and providing an effective date.
I would move we waive 3 readings of ordinance 2023-28.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded. Any further discussion on the motion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I would move we approve ordinance 2023-28.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded for approval. Any further discussion on that motion? All those, Nathan, would you poll the council, please?
Councilmember Bruce.
Aye.
Councilmember Biggs. Councilmember Laraway.
Aye.
Council President McPherson.
Aye.
And that motion carries. Consideration to approve ordinance 2023-29, a municipal annexation and zoning ordinance of the city council of the city of Kuna, making certain findings and declaration of authority, and annexing certain real property to wit, Ada County Assessor's Parcel Number S13153148800, owned by AC3 Properties LLC, within unincorporated area of Ada County, Idaho, and contiguous to the corporate limits of the city of Kuna, into the city of Kuna, Idaho, and establishing the zoning classifications of said real property, and directing the city engineer and the city clerk, and providing an effective date.
I would move we waive 3 readings of ordinance 2023-29.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion on that motion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries.
I would move we approve ordinance 2023-29.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded. Any further discussion on that motion? Nathan, would you poll the council?
Councilmember Bruce.
Aye.
Councilmember Biggs. Councilmember Laraway.
Yes.
Council President McPherson.
Yes.
And that motion carries. That's all we have on the agenda. I want to thank everybody for helping out with the giving tree. That was very successful. My office was full of wonderful gifts, including a fluffy big pink pillow that I almost took home for myself. Good. But it was good. I appreciate everybody's generosity and helping to provide a good Christmas for those. This Thursday is Candy Canes with the Mayor in the afternoon. And Bobby, did you want to report on the gem drop for New Year's?
Yes, Mayor Council. For the record, Bobby Withrow, 751 West 4th Street. This year we're going to do a New Year's Eve event. We're going to call it the Gem Drop. Staff has actually built a giant gem out of rebar. And I think we're going to put about 48 LED lights on it. So as it's lowering, it'll start getting brighter and brighter. And then when it hits, we're going to have some fireworks go off. It's going to happen on Main Street in between Avenue C and Avenue D. We have talked to the local bars there, and we're working with them to be able to actually come in the center and have people enjoy their drinks while this happens. As long as it's not snowing and with freezing rain and stuff like that. Because we all know, the New Year's Eve is all sunshines and rainbows. So we're kind of excited and hoping it goes really good.
Thank you.
You're going to be good. We need to remember to invite our local neighborhood reporter.
Yes.
Do you have her contact?
I think Stacy does, so I'll make sure we do.
Okay, good.
I did have one thing too, I just want to kind of throw out there. I've had some constituents that have called and sometimes can't make it down to testify in front of public hearings. I know some councils will allow at the end of meetings for public testimony, not just for public hearings, but just in general.
Okay,
Just something to think about. If, you know, in the future, maybe it's once a month or every 3 months, just that way they can put their, you know, their thoughts on, out there for us to hear, so.
just a public comment.
Just
section.
public comment at the end, 2-3 minutes, you know, whatever it is. Just food for thought to put it out there, because I have people that would like to come down and speak, but, you know, typically it's only at public hearings. This way they have the open floor toward the end of the meeting, so.
Okay? All right. Anybody else have anything?
Yes,
Yes.
throw my 3 cents in there. The park looks wonderful with all those lights. I've had a lot of compliments on those, and also thanks to either Morgan or Doug, whoever set up the tour out at Meta. That was impressive. I learned a lot. Thank you. Oh,
You're welcome.
okay.
And
All right, very good.
Merry Christmas to everyone.
Yeah, Merry
Merry Christmas.
Christmas. The city Christmas party the other night was a good time. You guys missed out that you weren't there.
Didn't know about it.
Didn't know about it.
Didn't know about it.
Made it.
I don't have an email.
Oh. Well, if you'd quit breaking stuff.
I
Anyway,
wondered what that plate of food in my door was about. I'm kidding.
that's all. Thanks to all the city workers for all they do.
Yeah, they do. They do a lot.
Doing a good job, yeah.
Yeah.